Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And I got a question by somebody on a post that said, well, if people know that the narcissist is toxic, why do they end up staying with them? Why don't they just leave? And you get this from a lot of people that have not been in a relationship with a narcissist. They think like, oh, well, you see they're toxic, or you have other people say, well, just leave. What's your problem? They're lying to you. They cheated on you in some cases. Why don't you just leave? It's because of this. Number one, and I'm going to tell you from my own experience, a lot of times people don't leave the narcissist because number one, they don't realize they're dealing with a narcissist, or they don't know what narcissism means, okay? They don't realize that they're dealing with somebody that is a manipulator, that's gaslighting them. A lot of times when a narcissist gaslights you, a lot of people don't even realize they're being gaslit. They're sitting there trying to figure out the narcissist, like, are they serious? Because what a narcissist does to confuse you is they'll give you two truths with a lie, okay? And because part of their story is truthful, you sit there and question the other part that isn't, and that's what causes a lot of confusion in your minds, all right? The other thing, too, is we know that narcissists cause cognitive dissonance. This is when you have confusion in your brain. Your common sense is telling you it doesn't make sense. But then you're trying to believe this person and hope that they're telling you the truth. You're going by their words because maybe they tell you they love you, but then they don't show you affection, or they disappear on you, or they ghost on you. And you're saying to yourself, well, if they loved me, why are they not affectionate? Why wouldn't they want to be with me, or something like that? So that's why I tell people time and time again, it's not what comes out of their mouths. It's their pattern of behavior. When you watch somebody, their actions, it tells you everything about them, okay? And if their actions don't match up to their words, they're full of shit, all right? And what happens with victims of narcissistic abuse is most of the time they don't realize they're dealing with a narcissist. They're not, their brains are not sharpened to spot the toxicity. That's why if you've been in enough narcissistic relationships, or you really understand narcissism, you'll spot these people all over the place, okay? People you work with, your friends, your family, everything. You'll be able to spot when somebody is not being transparent with you, okay? So like I said, the minute that you feel any kind of confusion is the minute that this person is not a straight shooter, a straight player, that they're giving you a lot of bullshit, okay? And, even though they may tell you truthful things time and time again, it doesn't mean that everything they tell you is truthful. And this causes the confusion, the cognitive dissonance, all right? The other thing that you have to keep in mind is that narcissists groom their victims so that their victims are codependent on them. How do they do that? They may tell you, quit your job. You don't need your job. I don't want you working. I want you in the home, or something like that. So now the narcissist has made you financially dependent on them. Okay. It's not so easy to walk out, and especially if you have children. All right. They also, a lot of them isolate you. They'll find fault in your friends and family. They don't want these outsiders around you because these outsiders are the ones that are going to wake you up to the bullshit of the narcissist, their lies and manipulation. They're the ones that are going to make you think about, the toxicity of what the narcissist is saying. So the narcissist is going to have a problem, with anybody that is your support system. They want you to be isolated. They want you to be dependent on them. And what does that do? That gives them more power and control over you. So it's not so easy for the victim to walk out, okay? There's plenty of people that are married and they don't realize till 20 years after being married, I'm dealing with a narcissist, okay? Because all of a sudden there's this narcissist awareness, and they're starting to see these videos, read about it and everything. And they're saying, oh my gosh, I saw that in my partner, I saw how they gaslit me. I saw how they gave me a word salad. And I'm with this person 20 years. It's not so easy for me to just walk out. The other thing too is a lot of times victims don't leave the narcissist because it takes a lot of courage to leave a narcissist. You're changing your life. You're starting over. You're going to be alone for a period of time. And there's some people that just can't be alone, okay? They've got to always be in a relationship. There's a lot of people like this, you guys, that, and narcissists do this a lot too. They very rarely will a narcissist break up and be alone. They usually before they leave the relationship, as the relationship is breaking down, they're getting that person lined up because a narcissist is afraid of being alone. They've always got to have somebody around. They're afraid of abandonment, all right? So the victim of a narcissist has to start all over. Maybe they haven't worked for 20 years and now they got to figure out, how am I going to support myself? And financial reasons are a huge part of why people don't leave the narcissist. They can't afford to live on their own. You know how many people that I know in the divorce groups on Facebook that still live with their ex because they can't afford to live on their own, all right? And that's an awful thing when you have two people that are not getting along and you have to live there because of financial reasons. A lot of people feel that they want to stay together for the kids. No matter how toxic that person is, it's still somebody to help with the kids now and then. Even though a narcissist doesn't really help you with the kids, they leave all the hard work to you to do, okay? And they know too, if they leave the narcissist, all of that work is going to fall on you. That narcissist will abandon their kids in a lot of ways. They may, in the beginning, come take their kids in the beginning, but as time goes by, they're going to get tired of doing that and going out of their way. And they're going to make excuses why they can't get the kids, why they can't bring the kid to the doctor, why they can't go to the school meeting with the teacher, why they can't pick up the kid at school. They're going to find ways out of it. And you know what? They hurt their kids. But what they're really trying to do is they're trying to spite you. What they're trying to do is lay it all on you because the narcissist wants you to suffer, okay? If you broke up with a narcissist or you got divorced with that narcissist, they don't want you to move on in your life and be happy. They want to take away your freedom. And how do they do that? They do that by not helping you with the kids. How do I know? I'm living it every day, okay? With somebody who makes excuses why he doesn't get his kids, why he didn't show up at a hospital when a kid is sick or something like that. And they leave all of the, hard stuff to you. So there's people that realize this and say, I don't want to leave because then all the responsibility of the children is going to lay on me. But you're hurting your kids by being in an unhappy household, okay? You've got to make that uncomfortable transition from leaving the narcissist. You've got to have a plan when you leave the narcissist, how you're going to support yourself, where you're going to live, who are your support people that will be there for you, if you need help with the kids or anything like that. You've got to have a plan of how you're going to live, and it's not going to be easy initially till you get yourself together. So you have to always plan, you guys. So when people on the outside say, oh, well, I don't understand why people just don't leave them when they're toxic or anything like that. It's easy to leave somebody when you're not, dealing with a divorce and kids, okay? It's a whole nother ball game when you've been in a narcissistic relationship and you could just say, see you later, don't let the door hit you. Then when you decide you're married, you want to leave that person, you know what that means? That means lawyer fees. That means spending $30,000 on lawyers to go through a divorce with a narcissist who's going to drag it out and make you suffer and try to drain you financially. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that, okay? Like I said, it takes a lot of courage to leave the narcissist. But but the problem is, if you stay with that narcissist, you're going to be depressed. You're going to have anxiety. It's going to cause stress. you're gonna fall into a black hole, okay? And you're gonna get some people get suicidal, okay, because of the narcissist, because they're so damn unhappy that they don't see any kind of light at the end of the tunnel. And who are you affecting? Not only are you affecting yourself, you're affecting your children, because your children are going to see you miserable, okay? And that's going to have a profound effect on children to see their parent, their mother or their father, unhappy in the relationship. And it also teaches them that they should stay with somebody who's like that. So you don't want your kids to fall into a pattern like that. But, people that are judgmental about why you stayed with somebody are people that have not been through it, okay? They don't understand. And the other thing, too, is a lot of people stay with the narcissist in hopes that they're going to change. And what happens is you keep staying and staying and staying. You break up, you get back together, you break up, you get back together. And each time you take that narcissist back, they know you're desperate. They know you're codependent. They feel you can't live without them. And what are they going to do? They're going to push the goalposts further and further and take advantage. They're going to look for complete control in the relation and how they talk to you. They're going to do what they want. They'll maybe cheat on you, okay? So, you're pretty much letting the narcissist know that, they could do whatever they want, and you keep going back to them because they love bomb you, okay? They're manipulating you when they come back to you and they say, oh, I miss you and everything like that. Oh, I can't, we spent so many years together and everything like that. It goes back to the same pattern, you guys. They're good for a month or two and they go back to their toxic ways, okay? And the cognitive dissonance that you have, that people have, is because they just didn't know. They don't understand narcissism. Unless you've lived it, you will truly never know what it is. It's one thing to read about it. It's another thing to hear about it. And it's another thing to live it, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is this, all right? A lot of reason is because people just don't know. It's because they're codependent, all right? The other thing is they have low self-esteem issues. What happens is the narcissist breaks down your self-esteem. How do they do that? They put you down constantly. If you have an overt or grandiose narcissist, they're going to insult how you look. They may call you fat. They may call you thin. They may call you old. They may call you stupid. They may tell you everything you do is wrong. Your decisions suck. You're a loser. They're going to tell you everything to break down that self-esteem. And after a while, you're going to start to believe it, okay? You're going to start to believe it. And this is why I tell you guys, knowledge is fucking power. The more you read, the more you educate yourself, the more you empower yourself, because you're going to say, no, okay? This is straight up bullshit. That's this person's trying to break me down to make themselves feel better and to be on top. A narcissist is not in a relationship to be an equal with you. They want to be the captain of the ship and make you a subordinate, okay? And once you realize that, you're going to see all that toxic behavior is trying to break you down so that you have very low self-esteem issues, okay? So understand that. Now, the thing is, when we talk about these narcissists and everything, why people don't leave or, why they stay, like we said, these other people have not lived it, all right? And people are living also on hope. It takes a great amount of courage to say, you know what, I want out, or you really have hit rock bottom, or the narcissist finally gets to a point where they discard you, or you get to a point where they cause a reverse discard because they're so damn cold. Maybe they don't want to sleep with you anymore. Maybe they're showing you no affection. The relationship becomes like a roommate relationship where you're just two bodies living in the house, but you're not connected, all right? And that's what you'll get with a covert narcissist. You will not be connected with a covert narcissist. Period, dot, end of fucking story, okay? There will always be a disconnect because they don't communicate. They don't tell you when something's wrong. You won't be able to resolve conflict with that narcissist. And if you're not able to spot that you're dealing with a covert narcissist, you're going to be caught in that web of trying to sit down and talk to somebody that will not be transparent with you. They won't open up to you, okay? Believe me when I tell you, I see it all the time, all right? I see it with people that, are relatives of mine. It doesn't even matter if they're relatives or their family. They will not open up to you, okay? But you don't realize that because you don't know what a covert narcissist is. You never spotted one before. So you stay in the relationship because you think you're going to resolve conflict. And I did that, you guys. For many years, I sat there and I used to sit down on the couch and try to have conversations with him because I felt that there was a drift. And the drift was the outside, his family, okay? His family, but he didn't want to tell me, all right? So he couldn't be himself. So we were disconnected. But I constantly sat there and tried to communicate and be vulnerable and open up, and I got nothing. You know what I got? I got somebody who said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm happy, okay? And this is where they cause cognitive dissonance as well, because then they make you question yourself. Well, maybe I'm being too sensitive. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need mental help. Maybe I need to go talk to a therapist or something like that. Because they're happy. What's wrong with me that I'm not happy? The problem is you are not happy because they're not being transparent with you, because they're giving you bull fucking shit and they're not opening up to you and telling you what's the problem. What they are doing is wasting your fucking time being in a relationship when they shouldn't be there, okay? And this is the biggest complaint I have with narcissists, is that they waste your time, okay? They string people along, they breadcrumb people for whatever supply it is, whatever they're trying to get out of you. It could be money, it could be sex, it could be a place to live, it could just be security. They don't want to leave the marriage because they're comfortable, because then it means that they got to go out and start all over too. So when you tell that narcissist you are not happy and everything, that narcissist is going to seek revenge. And how do they do that? They do that in court by playing the victim. They do that by smearing you to everybody else and playing the victim and disparaging you to the children and making you out to be the bad guy. This is what they do. They're horrible, you guys. But the point I'm trying to make is, people stay in the biggest reason that people stay in these relationships is because they don't see the person for who they truly are, okay? Because there may be, the narcissist is a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. In other words, they got the mask on where they're trying to be nice to make, calm the situation. They might do something nice for you. And then other times they're cold and aloof. So you get that cognitive dissonance and you say, well, they were really nice, They bought me flowers the other day, but today, they're not talking to me on the couch, all right? They reel you in and out and they confuse you. And you say to yourself, well, maybe you make excuses. You sit there and you make excuses and you say, well, maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe they're depressed from their childhood. They had a hard childhood, because they're going to play the victim about their fucking childhood as well. So everybody feels sorry for them. This is what they love, everybody to feel sorry for them, okay? But you've got to be sharper than that, all right? You've got to be sharper than that. This is why I'm telling you, knowledge is power. You got to read about narcissism till you know exactly, the ins and outs of gaslighting, how they project onto you what they are. In other words, they'll call you crazy when they're the crazy ones. They'll call you angry when they're the ones who are angry, how they flip the blame and everything. You've got to be able to spot this shit, all right? So, you can't second guess yourself, all right? And a lot of people stay in these kind of relationships as well because they maybe came from a childhood where they had a narcissistic parent that constantly put them down, all right? And now they're in a relationship with the narcissist who's now constantly putting them down, and they think that's the right way that's the way relationships are. Hey, they're just voicing their opinion. No, They're breaking you down, breaking your self-esteem. They're not respecting you. People that love you do not break down your self-esteem. People that love you don't lie to you, okay? People that love you sacrifice for you. A narcissist doesn't go out of their way to sacrifice. They will leave you fucking dead if you're sick, or you got a problem, or you're disabled, or you're going through a hard time. A narcissist is the worst person to be around in hard times, okay? That's why I'm telling you, the minute that you see somebody like that, you got to get out, you guys. You got to get out, or you're going to be wasting your time. Stop trying to resolve conflict with these people. You're not going to get anywhere. They're not going to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, you're right. I see," because they don't want to take accountability and they don't want to face shame. So, there's a lot of different factors of why people stay in these relationships. And like I said before, they got the cognitive dissonance where they see the narcissist as two different people. It's only when you distance yourself from that narcissist that you will truly see that narcissist for who their core character is, all right? That's why you got to go no contact, nothing, all right? No back and forth, nothing, all right? Don't talk to anybody that they are connected to if you don't have to. And then you got to give yourself time, step back from it, and then look at this narcissist, and you're going to start, I'm telling you, you guys, the longer you go from the narcissist, the stronger you become, okay? Because when you leave that narcissistic relationship, you're going to be at the bottom. You're going to be at the bottom of the barrels. And as time goes by, you're going to slowly climb that mountain, and you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, okay? And this is where the narcissist gets screwed, because the longer that you stay away from that narcissist and they come back, the more you're not going to want to even look at their way, okay? So when a narcissist comes back, let's say in 6 months or later, or, a couple of years, you're not even gonna respond to that person, because you've given yourself time to see them for the toxic person that they are. That all that niceness was only manipulation. It wasn't who they were. Who they are at the end of the relationship is who they are, because they don't care at that point. That's when they're really going to get wicked with it and call you every fucking name in the book and try to tear you down, all right? Narcissists get the most wicked at the end. That's when they're going to put you down, criticize how you look, call you a loser, call you everything, because they don't care at that point. Now their only point is to stick it to you and hurt you and break your self-esteem. Don't let them do it, okay? Because that's their intention, all right? So like I wanted to say, it's all about education. And the problem is the people that stay with the narcissist, they're under a false notion thinking that this person's going to change, or they're afraid to get out because they're afraid of being alone and starting over. A lot of people too stay because they feel they vested all these years in with this narcissist. But you know what? Every day that you get out is one day sooner to happiness, all right? So just because you invested 10 years or longer or something, you still have other life to live where you could be happy. So don't just stay because you spent 10 years or whatever, okay? The bottom line is, if you're not happy, if you're not able to resolve conflict, you've got nothing, all right? And understand, this narcissist doesn't trust you. So why the fuck would you want to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't trust you? Because no narcissist trusts. Believe me when I tell you, I've dealt with a shitload of them, and none of them trust, all right? Okay, so that's it. And also, the other thing too, why people also stay is because, like I said, they're they haven't been educated. They don't see the narcissist for who they are. They don't want to be alone. And also, like I said, it's because of financial reasons, and they're stuck. A lot of people are stuck, you guys. All right. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast, and have a great day. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship, and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at The Game EXP 123, and also on Instagram, The Game EXP 123. Okay? And have a great day.